Okay, so now we're going to do that part of the off, or that's what buttoned up. There's the anyway. I promise you guys a shot of coolant lines. I don't know. That's happening. We're back with another car 101. Okay, people. Let's play this. As you can see, things are really That's right. We were doing another Cars 101 episode. Hello YouTube, it's me, Nezrak, and we're back with another Cars 101 episode. Today we are talking about automatic transmissions and maintenance. And of course, you're going to hear me harping a lot on maintenance, but maintenance is what keeps your car running. Top, okay? Now let's start off with this video. Let's start this video off by saying transmissions, automatic transmissions in particular, are doomed to fail. Bottom line, you can get a manual transmission that'll last you 3-4 decades with no problem. Automatics, it's not the same case. They are generally doomed to fail. Unless you go all the way back to the transmissions from like the 60s, the 2-speed, high dramatic, the power glide transmissions, you know, those things, they're so simple, they don't break, okay? And they had to move really big, heavy cars, so they were kind of built up a little bit from the get-go, okay? So we're not going to get into those transmissions today, but we're going to talk about newer, more modern transmissions, why you should service it, okay? Generally, you need to swap out your fluid and filter in your transmission every 60,000 miles, bottom line. Some cars it may be sooner, some cars it may be later, but generally 60,000 miles is the benchmark for any car, any make, any mile, any model. It's a 60K maintenance. That's how cars work, okay? And that's the benchmark. That's when you hit 60,000 miles, change your transmission fluid. Some cars require actual more in-depth 60K maintenance. If you own a Ford Taurus show from 1989 or 1990, 1992, 1993 even, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those cars require a very in-depth 60K maintenance, okay? Now, let's get past all that and talk about why freaking it's so important to change your automatic transmission fluid at 60,000 miles. Okay, so when your car comes from the factory, it has nice, clean, beautiful red transmission fluid. There's no crap in it. It's nice and fresh, okay? It can do its job well. There's no abrasives in it. It's actually a de-varnishing agent, okay? It's what the actual transmission fluid is. All it does is provide a little bit of lubrication to reduce friction between your clutch packs. What the hell is a clutch pack? You have a clutch in your manual car, right? Your 5-speed manual car has a clutch that you have to let out before it starts to go, and it creates friction with your flywheel to get the car to start moving forward. It's kind of similar with an automatic transmission, except it's actually for gear selection, which is why certain gears will wear out before others. Some gears may not use a clutch pack in some transmissions, and in other transmissions, every gear uses a clutch pack, okay? So the reality of the situation is it really depends on your transmission to really determine what's wrong, okay? But the clutch packs are generally what wears out. I mean, in some cases, Toyotas, they like to shred input and output shafts. I don't know why, but that's what they do. You know, their counter shafts, their counter shafts will just, start to roll over for some reason. I don't know why it happens, but it does happen, okay? With other cars, most cars, like from the 80s, it's the clutch packs. The clutch packs start to wear, and it's because of lousy maintenance. If your transmission's failing, it's because of lousy maintenance. Okay, 9 out of 10 times, it's lousy maintenance. Same with Toyotas, it's lousy maintenance. But, stay on topic, those clutch packs rub and they connect, okay? There's usually something in that transmission that will cause that band to tighten and those clutch packs to come together to engage another gear, okay? When you don't change your fluid, you have all the material from those clutches in your fluid adding friction to your transmission. So once you get to 120, 140,000 miles, you think, oh, I should service my transmission. it's kind of too late, because now that fluid is the only thing keeping your transmission working because it's thicker. If you add a different fluid, everything that's supposed to stick between your clutch packs is just passing straight through, and it'll just pretty much mean that you won't get any pressure, okay? All the tolerances are going to be, worn further than spec for what it is for that transmission to operate properly. So it's really important to, change that out regularly. Like, every 60,000 miles is generally it, so it's not very often, okay? So you do it at 60,000, 120,000, and then again at 180,000. 3 times. You'll probably have a different car by the time you hit 180,000 miles. But if you're cheap, broke, whatever, you still have that car, do it again at freaking, 240,000 miles, 300,000 miles. Keep on doing it, okay? And see how long your transmission will last you. And I guarantee you, if you start off with that methodical approach to servicing your transmission and servicing your engine, like I did in my previous engine oil video, you'll have your car will thank you millions of times over. It's just the easy way to make sure that your car is running top and you're giving it the best chance. Now, if you want to be anal and you want to be a lunatic like me, and you wanted to, make sure your transmission lasted as long as possible, I'd probably change it out every 30,000 miles, personally. And you gotta think about it. It's 30,000 miles. Most transmissions won't need it, okay? But this is just being anal and doing it, okay? It's like 30,000 miles is usually considered 3 years of driving. Realistically, that's about a year of driving in today's economy, today's world, how we have to travel for work, mainly. It's about a year of driving. So me personally, if you're putting a lot of miles on your car, I change it out every 30,000 miles just to make sure it's top. And I change out the filter every single time I did it. And I take it to a reputable dealer to make sure that it's done properly, okay? So that way, if it does break afterward, you can take it back to those guys, you signed a piece of paper, got the insurance, do everything you can to keep your warranty awesome, okay? So, that's pretty much all I have to say about automatic transmissions and fluid. We will get into more on automatic transmissions and the type of fluid and the quality of fluid and how that affects your performance on your vehicle in another video at a later time. Probably later on today, I might do that video. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to like and subscribe. This is Nezarek. Deuces.